What's up, my fellow Toku nerds and fellow Scavenger nerds? Now, before I talk about episode 19, I just want to give a quick little shout out to Zeztz 1922. I hope I'm saying that right. For episode 17, I asked a lot of questions about that particular episode. And this person answered all of them. I forgot to shout them out in episode 19. So, Zeztz 9922, I apologize. Here's my shout out to you. Thank you so much for participating in the comments. Thank you so much. Now, on to episode 19. This was a really good episode. It felt very short, which I don't know if it's because there wasn't a lot going on, or there's enough going on that keeps me invested, you know? I don't know if that's just me, but that's just how I feel. But this was a really good episode because it dealt with the mentality of what it meant to be a code agent. We got the conversation between Baku and Kirya about that, and definitely left Baku wondering, was his dream about being a secret agent this whole time part of Code, or was that his own mentality? Did Code have an influence in that? I mean, it's possible. Code is a secret agent organization, so it must have. But that shouldn't include the fact that Baku did want to help dreamers conquer their bad dreams. Wording's a little off. I apologize. But that's just how I feel, and that's how I feel about that. It was definitely a good reasoning, and also gives Baku the motivation to lean heavily on his goal of protecting the dreamers from their bad dreams. So that was pretty good. Also, we got okay, this is gonna get very confusing. Please stick with me here. But we know more about Nem. Remember that earring that was kind of shown off in, what was it? During the chef arc episodes? Do you remember that earring? Well, apparently if she takes off the earring, she goes into her subconscious? Okay, here's why I'm confused. 1, she gets sent into the butterfly garden that we see in the base of the lady and Nox. Okay, we're good on that. 2, with the same clothes and everything, we see them interact with real life Nem. Okay, there's that. Now, in the early episodes, we saw Nox in the dream world with real life Nem. Nox being in his dream clothes and all that. I'm really confused on what's going on. Is the base in the dream world? Also, how is Nem able to go into her subconscious if her real life body is in the dream? I'm so confused about Nem. You wouldn't believe how confused I am, just because there's so much going on with that. But on that side of things, Nem is starting to wonder if she's the cause of the bad dreams, which brings me to the most touching moment in the entire series thus far. Nem was willing to risk her own life to stop the nightmares from coming, or the bad dreams from coming. That You would not believe how touching that is to me personally. Not like I've experience of giving my own life. Not gonna delve into that much, but just know that what I saw in the episode was the most genuine thing I've seen in this entire franchise. Personally, I've not seen a lot of Kamen Rider or Super Sentai. I've seen decent amount of Ultraman, but regardless, this interaction between them and Baku was really good. And I'm just going to continue on before I get lost in thought here. Baku confirmed, gave them the comfort that we'll tackle the bad dreams with good dreams, and that was really good. The fight choreography between Nightmare and Baku, that was really good. And made Baku confirm that he wants to do it to protect the Dreamers. That was really good. That whole fight sequence was really good and incredible, to be honest. Especially the finisher with the great sword. Yeah, that was really good. Also, apparently, okay. Correct me if I missed something. In this. Near the end of the episode, where Kirya gives Nazuka her camera, she said, the black case I've been covering. Was there a black case before this one? Or is, this mission of what's going on in the school was the mission that was the black case that Kirya was following? You let me know on that. I'm going to assume it was I was going to assume this black case, but I could be wrong. There could be a future black case that we don't know about. So, we'll see. Moving on. And we also know that Kirya is going to come back as an official code member now and got a new driver. The Lord Invoker is what it's called on Toy Collectibles. Someone mentioned it looked like the evil driver from Kamen Rider Build. I see it. I don't know. It doesn't... it feels too... steampunky, in my opinion. If that's the case, cool. That's cool. I just feel like the steampunk aesthetic doesn't really fit with the whole spy motif. I could be wrong. I mean, this doesn't really scream spy either, so... what do I know? And also, I don't like the weapon. I don't like the weapon at all. Especially the Neko mode. No. Any case. Also, I gotta say, the lady is very, very creepy. I tell you not. She is creepy as hell, and I don't like her the slightest. She tried to read Baku's mind, but failed. I like that. I like when bad guys don't win. Sorry. I apologize. I tend to be goofy once in a while, if you haven't guessed, but moving on. And I gotta say, it was interesting to see the interaction. Also, I'm curious to know if that, in the upstairs, that's where the base is. Which even bigger questioning's my question. Where the heck is the Barfly Garden? Where is it? I'm going with a headcanon that's a limbo. And someone agreed with me on that. I'm pretty sure it was SCon 9922. So I'm not 100% sure about this because we know very little about it. But we'll just have to wait and see what the future holds for that. Speaking of the future, I got give you guys a little heads up on what's going to happen with the channel. Again, no consistency in this channel, so bear with me here. But I am planning on covering my thoughts on Ultraman Omega since the series has ended, which I'm planning on doing that sometime either this coming Tuesday or Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that. And yes, I'm preparing myself for the end of Gozuger. My thoughts on that. I'm not going to have a lot of thoughts because personally I've not seen every single episode of Gozuger because, well, you would have to pirate it. So I'm just going off what I know. Just bear with me on that one when that time comes. And I will give my thoughts on the first episode of Galvan Infinity when the episode drops. But yeah, Galvan Infinity is not hitting the right buttons for me personally. If my previous Project Red video gets 50 likes, I will cover Galvan Infinity. So if you guys really want me to cover it, please hit 50 likes on that video. Because I will keep my promise of covering every single episode of Galvan Infinity if it airs on YouTube. So we'll have to wait and see what comes about on that. And I believe that... Oh, and for any Sounder content, I'm still figuring that out. But I promise I'm working on something. Just give me a minute, okay? Give me a few, okay? I promise I'll get to all those in due time. Just be patient. But please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. It'll help me out in the long run. And I believe that is pretty much it. And that is pretty much it. So until next time, please take care of yourself. I live in Minnesota, so I'm going to stay safe as much as I can. But please be careful out there. Okay? Until next time, take care.